Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are.
Hi.
This is Patricia, my Associate Director at World Education. We're a training company since 1993.
And we've been training in personal, professional, and organizational development. And this session's topic is about stopping sexual or psychological harassment forever.
Yeah, and we're going to give you 3 very powerful tools. Okay, now to reach such a high objective, stopping harassment forever, we need strong motivation. Our motivation level should be 8, 9, or 10. And paradoxically, our stress and pressure level should be down to 0. Okay? We don't want any stress or pressure in pursuing our objectives, but our motivation has to be really, really high to stop harassment forever. Okay, on the way there, we're going to run through three stages or states. The first state is a state of realization. You realize, hey, I can do this. Hey, these are good tools, man. I can really do it. But realization is not good enough. You're not gonna advance one step just realizing that you can do it. Because it stays just in the brain and it's dead data. You have to make a decision, a strong, decisive decision, all right, that you're going to do it. You're going to stop harassment forever. Right? And even after you realize that you can do it and you made a decision to do it, still it's not going to move you one step ahead. You need to be engaged in actions, not just one action, but continually in a sustained way. And how long does it take you? 3 minutes a day. That's all. That's 0.2% of your time. 0.2% of your time. Of course, you can do 9 minutes if you wish, but you need only 3 minutes per day. Now, the first thing you want to do is to learn to stop internal harassment. There are external harassment, but you want to also learn to stop internal harassment.
Which in turn is going to help you stop external harassment.
Right.
You will understand why.
Yeah, you realize in your brains, now we're taking about 50,000 thoughts per day, 50,000 thoughts per day. And some of those thoughts, they are deadly, and they're going to filter through your brain. And these are some of the thoughts, right? And it exploded in your brain. Like, what are they going to think? You're not good enough. They won't be pleased. You can't, what's going to happen? Or you're going to lose. Now, for instance, say something, do something. This thought used to harass me for years. Now, each time I'm at a dinner party and there's a silence, I feel very uneasy. I felt I had to say something to break that silence. You see how this thought harassed me? Right. So these are thoughts that are going through your brain 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And these are the internal harassers. So we need to install a software called We Know. All right, it's a psychological software that gives us 360 degrees psychological protection against all negative thoughts. Otherwise, we're exposed to this internal harassers 24/7.
So we'll have to install a psychological firewall, each one of us. And here is how we're going to install it.
You're going to input or you're going to implant 3 major decisions, 3 powerful convictions. The first one is, yes, you are important. You got to believe that you are important. Not because you have money, not because you have a high position, but simply because you exist. You are important to lots of people. You're important to strangers in the street. Each time you pass by, each time people pass by you, you know that you can help them if somebody fell to the pavement.
Or you can help them finding their way, for example.
Right. Each time you walk into a store, you know, you're supporting the businesses, right? You're important to your kids. If you have kids, you're important to your brothers and sisters, to your parents, to your bosses. You're important to your neighbors. You're important to a lot of people. You know, if you walk down the street and you see there's a smoke coming out from the windowsill, you can call the fire brigade, and you can save thousands of people, hundreds of people, right? By just calling the fire brigade in time, you can save lots of money, material damages.
And not because of your position, of your money, whatever, but just because you were there at the right time.
Right. And nobody on this earth is more important than you are. You're important just because you exist. And you don't even have to be useful to be important. Simply because you exist, you are important. Now let me give you a little story about a guy going down country lane. You know, he went for a walk in a country lane, and he kicked against a piece of stone, and it hurt his feet. And he yelled at the stone. And he said, "What? You know, you damn piece of stone, why are you in my way? I mean, you just, you know, you shouldn't be on my way." So he went on. And half an hour later, on the way back, just as he passed next to that piece of stone, he bends down and picks it up, you know, and he held it very, very dearly in his hand. He held it very tightly in his hand. Now that piece of stone, which he cursed, now becomes one of the most important stones he ever held in his hand. Why? Why is that? Now he raised the stone up high, and he held it preciously. Why do you think he suddenly all his security is in that piece of stone? Well, because there's a mad dog right in front of him, ready to pounce on him. And this piece of stone gives him all the confidence he ever had to protect his life, protect himself. And once the dog was shooed away, he just threw the stone back down on the ground as if it's nothing. Well, did the stone react? No, it didn't react. It just went on existing. Okay, so whether you think the stone is important or it's not important, he doesn't care. He knows its value. He knows its true intrinsic value. That stone is important, whether people use it or they don't use it. So it's the same as you. You don't have to be useful to be important. You're simply important because you exist. Now,
we got to implant a second element,
right,
for it to work.
And that is that, yes, others are important. They are very important. Each time you feel good, there are hundreds, if not thousands of people who contributed to your happiness. So you're feeling good. You know, when you're walking down the street, if you had an accident and you're on the pavement, who's going to come and help you? A total stranger, somebody you've never met in your life before. He's the ambulance driver. He's going to be risking his life, going through all the red lights, coming to save your life. And you don't know this person, okay? And when you wake up in a hospital bed, all night, doctors and nurses have been staying up all night fighting to save your life. And you don't know them either. So people are important. People are important. They contribute to our happiness. Each time you go to a concert, the musicians are important. The producers are important. But we don't think about that. Often we judge them often we judge a book by the cover. You know, if a guy is driving a Rolls Royce or Ferrari, we think that this person is important. The person could be a criminal. Yet, unconsciously, we think that they're more important than we are.
This is not enough, though. We need a third criteria, but it's not enough. We need a third element for the psychological firewall to function.
Okay, and that's making a decision. You don't have to make a prominent decision, but you got to make a decision. And the decision is no, you don't want to be liked. No, you don't want to be liked. It doesn't mean that if somebody likes you, you're going to push them away, because they are important people. People are important. So when they like you, okay, you accept it. But you have to make a decision. You don't want to be liked. And the firewall will work only with these three criteria. All right. Yes, you are important. Yes, others are important. And no, you don't want to be liked. And this will protect you from all kinds of negative assault in your subconscious mind. Okay. Okay. You see, here's a warning. Playing the numbers game can destroy your confidence, self-esteem, and make you an eternal loser and a prey. Now, in our society, we're always constantly playing the numbers game. You know, how much money you make? Oh, you make more than me, so you're more important. Now, I'm going to tell you a little story about a millionaires club. Now, imagine there's a millionaires club, and there are 100 millionaires in that club. The first millionaire has $1 million, the second $2 million, and all the way to the last millionaire in the room who has $100 million. Now, he's supposed to be the richest man in that particular club. How did he get into that club? How did he get into that conference room where all the millionaires were hanging out? Well, he went through the back door. Instead of coming to the front door, he went through the back door. Why? Because he doesn't want to be seen in that club. Because upstairs on the 5th floor, there's a billionaires club. And that's where
he wants to be seen.
That's where he wants to be seen, going up to the 5th floor on the escalator.
He feels ashamed of being in that millionaires club.
Yes.
What's his club? It's a losers club to
Yeah,
him.
right. If you just compare, we're all losers in that club. Somebody knows, somebody always has more than you have. Remember a guy with the 10 million, he's having dinner with a guy with 100 million. He's not going to feel the same. He's going to feel he's a loser. He's not good enough. So don't play this numbers game. In society, we're always constantly playing the numbers game. That's why we can never be confident. We can never gain our self-esteem, because it's based on the numbers game.
And there will always be somebody who has more than we have.
Right. So be careful. This is a warning. Each time you feel that you're not good enough, or you start to lose your confidence, because you're playing the numbers game, and you will forever be a loser and a prey. Okay. So if you have this three conclusion, we, and no, it stands for, in French, is we, O-U-I, and N-O-N. And we know, W-E-E, W-E-E, and O is an international language. It's not yes, yes, no, but it's we, no.
But it means yes, yes, no.
Yeah, it means yes, yes, no. And it's very real. This is unique, okay? We, know. And you're going to have to trigger this we, know 3 times a day. 3 times a day. You see, all the other codes, they make you look this way, because they're not the right code. The only right code is we, know. All right? The only right code is we, know. So, just going to give you an example. We have one student, a client of ours, and he explained this concept to his 7-year-old boy. And he even bought himself a T-shirt, which has the logo, which has the image, I love we knowing. And this boy, well, he put on his T-shirt, and he went to school, and he had a lot of trouble in the beginning. He was hassled a lot. And he went to school, and people were asking, what is we know? And he started explaining. He said, the first we is yes. It means yes. You know, I'm important. The second is, yes, you are important. And no is the two of us, we do not need to be liked by anybody, neither by our parents. So that's what it means. It means you and I, we're both important, and we don't need to be liked by anybody. And the other boy says, well, what if somebody likes us? Say, yeah, okay, you can accept it because you're accepting somebody liking you, and that person is a VIP, somebody that's important. Of course, you're not going to push it away. You're going to like it, and you're going to accept people liking you. And the thing is that when you don't want to be liked, you get more people liking you, more people respecting you. Okay?
And not wanting to be liked doesn't mean that we're not going to like people.
Right.
Obviously, we're going to like people even more, that when we need to, we're going to say no. We'll be able to say no because we don't need them to like us. See? So we'll be able to express our true selves, to be ourselves. And so we'll feel better. And then we were going to like people better. We're not, yeah.
And when you do we know, 98% or 99% of your problems, your preoccupation just vanishes. You know, that's how powerful that firewall is. 98% of your preoccupation vanishes. You don't care what people are going to think that much, because you don't want to be, your meditation, you don't want to be liked, right? So you're not afraid of rejection. You're not afraid of failure. You're not afraid to try new things because you're protected by we know. And we can get this T-shirt, for instance, like my client did for this little boy, or even a coffee cup to remind us every morning to do the we know 3 times a day. So that's the firewall, something that's easy to trigger, and we're going to treat it 3 times a day. 3 times a day.
Here is an example of a woman. Her name is Emma Scully. She's an actress, and she's beautiful, she's talented. She also has a doctorate in philosophy, and she wanted to contact Eli Shouaki, who is a big producer here in France.
Yeah, he's a giant of a producer, very intimidating.
And she wanted to contact him to make a film with him.
So when she told me that, I realized that she was a little nervous because, there you are. Again, when you're meeting somebody that's pretty impressive, if you lose a little confidence, you get a little shaky. So I told her, hey, what's your we know? Put on your we know, and then you contact him. And that's exactly what she did. She put on a we know. She went knock on his door once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. She went on knocking until he accepted to receive her. And he was even so stunned by her perseverance that he made a testimonial on her, about her persistence. Because she was no more afraid of Ellie when she put a we know. She was on equal terms with him, all right? And she finally got him to make the film for her. Well, that's how powerful we know is. It's a psychological firewall stopping all the attacks from the inside harassers. Like, what's he going to think? You're not good enough. What's going to happen? You can't do it. You're going to lose, and so on. Well, this is just an example, okay? We're going to take a 30-second break, and then we're going to come and show you the second concept, which is dancing with Bob. And this is another very powerful concept and tool. All right, go ahead.
So we know is a very powerful tool to fight internal as well as external harassers. Now we're going to introduce you to another tool which is as equally important and powerful as we know, and that is dancing with Bob.
Yeah, dancing with Bob is in fact dancing with ultimate reality. All right. Ultimate reality is also known as Bob, the boss of bosses. So let's take a look at here, okay? Let's take a look at his face. Well, this is big, bad Bob. Well, Bob has two sides. The big, good Bob and big, bad Bob. And you got to be careful with big, bad Bob. And he's out there to get us. His only objective is to whack us. And he doesn't care whether you're big or small, whether you're smart or you're not that intelligent. He doesn't care whether you're rich or poor. His objective is to whack us. And we better open our eyes or we're going to lose everything. All right? So who is Bob? Who is Bob? Okay? Well, Bob is not what you like it to be. Yeah? It's not what you like it to be. It is not what you hope it to be. And it's not what it should be. So who is Bob? Well, Bob is what is. The manifestation of a reality happening before your eyes right now. In fact, anything that's happening before your eyes is Bob. It's a manifestation of reality. So we got to understand this, because if we don't, we're going to get whacked. I'm going to give you a couple of, just a few examples of of Bob, okay? Now, here are just a few examples. A banana skin that's on the floor, it's Bob. It is a reality. It's a manifestation of reality. You better open your eyes and see that banana skin. If you don't, you're going to step on it and you're going to land on your butt. And that's going to hurt. You can even paralyze yourself by falling down on banana skin. All right? A car accident. An accident is a manifestation of reality. It's what is. You see an accident, that's Bob. All right? It's Bob. Okay, so your client not turning up. That's Bob. He's not there. If you get upset, or you get frustrated, or you get angry, well, Bob just slammed you on your face. All right? You got to see, yeah, your client's not there. That's a manifestation of reality. It's what is. It's not what you like it to be, not what it should be, not what you hope it to be. He just not turn up. So that's it. That's Bob. You got to see Bob. You got to be aware that Bob is appearing before you. Otherwise, you get whacked.
We should see it as a fact, not
Yes.
as a personal attack against us.
Right. Okay. Your kid's failing in school. You go home, your kids show you the report card, and, well, your kids fail. Are you going to be disappointed? Are you going to be angry? Are you going to be upset? If you are, there you are. You're not seeing reality. It's what is. You fail, and that's it. You got to see that. It's a manifestation of reality. It's not what you like it to be, and not what it should be, but it's what is. Your kid's failing in school. Okay, let's take a look at another one. You're spilling coffee on yourself. You know, you're ready to get into a meeting. You're all excited about the meeting. And you say, I want to take a last sip of this coffee. And boom, somebody calls you on the phone and you got distracted and you spill coffee on your white shirt. Well, that's Bob. Are you going to be upset about it? Or are you going to just coolly change your shirt? Any kind of negative emotion means you've been hit by Bob. All right. Here's another one. Your computer crashing in the middle of a very important meeting. It stops. It's just crashed. It refuses to work. Well, that's Bob. You're about to go to sleep. You know, you're very tired, just about to go to sleep, and you're lying in bed, and suddenly you hear a little mosquito buzzing above your head. Well, that's Bob. You know, people ask me, isn't Bob God? Well, if Bob is God, then the mosquito is God. Right? The mosquito is the manifestation of the boss of bosses, of reality. What is? When you receive negative news, that's also Bob. When the person is in front of you, whether it's a harasser or it's not a harasser, it's Bob. It's a reality. Somebody's in front of you. A manifestation of reality. A wall. Okay? A wall is Bob. Are you going to walk through the wall? Well, most people walk through walls, you know, because they don't see Bob and they hurt themselves. So keep in mind, if somebody's in front of you and is being aggressive, that person is Bob. Just look at him. Hey, that's Bob manifesting itself. And then you won't feel upset. And Bob will not hit you. But if you get frightened or you're upset, then Bob has just knocked you out. All right. All the internal harassers are also part of Bob. All right. And they follow us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Okay. So how we deal with Bob? Like I say, you dance with Bob. You learn how to dance with Bob. Let's imagine Bob is on your left. You know, Bob is right-hander. You know, when he whacks you this way. He's right. So when Bob whacks you, you just turn your head to the right. If he's on the left, you turn your head to the right. By turning your head to the right, you got to do is to focus on this moment, here and now. You focus on the here and now. You're no more in the subconscious state, right? That's where all the internal bullies are, all the internal harassers are. They live in the subconscious state. So when you turn your head to the right, you're in the here and now. Your mind is empty. This is a martial arts state. It's an empty mind state. No thoughts goes in there. Okay? In fact, all the internal harassers get thrown out. So you're here and now. So what do? You look at just 3 objects. It could be a pen lying on the table. It could be a wall. It could be a chair. They're not moving. So you look at them.
You look at one object at a time, of
Right.
course. 10 seconds per object. Or you look at one object, 30 seconds. It's up to you. You look without thinking that's a chair, that's a wall, that's a lamp. No, you just look like you see it for the first time. You have an empty mind. The objective is to get back to your true self without emotions.
In fact, the real objective is tossing out all the harassers inside our subconscious mind. All right? This has never been taught in Western psychology. We're always in our subconscious mind. We're always thinking, judging, evaluating, trying to understand things. Okay? We're always doing this with our subconscious mind. By being here and now and just looking, we're in a conscious state. It's an empty mind state.
And it gives us stability.
Right. Gives you peace of mind and stability. That's the first state, the first step you want to be. In that state, you're just going to align with what's going around.
And that's going to help fighting against harassers.
Yes. You stay for just 30 seconds, just here and now, looking at things. All right? You're in a fearless state. And then you go down in the subconscious into the first level, which is a state of comprehension. And you would say, hey, I still got my hands, I still got my legs, yeah, I got energy and I got time, I can do things, and start appreciating the fact that you can do things. Think of things that that you like to do, or that you're planning to do. Just think about that. See, from the left side, you turn to the right side, and you turn back to the left side. You refocus your attention on things that are positive. All right? I'm going to give you an example of a little boy, a 5-year-old boy. Patricia and I saw this little boy some years ago. This little boy was in a subconscious state. He was hysterical. He was aggressive. He was screaming and kicking at everybody. He was on a supermarket floor. And nobody was stopping him. Nobody could stop him. He was in such a hysterical state. So Patricia and I, we walked towards the boy, and I took a €1 coin and started tossing in the air. I just tossed in the air. I was trying to get him to get out of the subconscious state. You see, in the subconscious state, there are 3 levels. The first level is the state of comprehension. While you're watching this video, you're in that state. You're in a state of comprehension. You're trying to understand what we're talking about. All right. The second level is a state of confusion, when there's conflicting data, or when you're running to a train station and you don't know where which platform the train is being parked. So momentarily in the state of confusion. But some people can be in the state of confusion for years. Patients in psychiatric hospital, they're there for years in a state of confusion. They have unresolved problems, right? So they stay in this state. They have no objective, no no enthusiasm about life because they have unresolved problems, state of confusion. And finally, you have a state of total spontaneity. And that's where this boy is in now. He was refused something from his mother, from his mom. In fact, his mom doesn't want to buy him a packet of sweets, so he went into hysterics.
Yeah, and total spontaneity is when we react spontaneously to a situation. We can be reacting internally or externally. For example, we can feel angry or we can feel fearful, but it can be external or it can be internal. We can keep it to ourselves, but it's still there. We're reacting spontaneously to the situation.
You see a gang of guys walking towards you, a gang of people walking towards you. If you suddenly get frightened, you're reacting spontaneously. You're mentioning what the gang's going to do to you, and that's not reality. The gang's just walking to you by your perception, your unconscious, subconscious perception, perceive that you're going to be in danger, and you're going to feel anxious. Hence, you're not seeing anymore in your subconscious state. So I tossed this coin up, and I was trying to catch the boy's attention. And what happened when the boy saw the coin? Immediately, he jumped from here, a state of total spontaneity, right to a state of consciousness. He was just looking at the coin, and he stopped crying. He stopped being aggressive. Then I cut the coin, and I asked him, which hand is the coin in? And he came down here trying to understand where the coin could be found, the left hand or the right hand. Now, I moved my right hand a little, and he said, well, it's in the right hand. I said, are you sure? And he says, yes, it's in the right hand. I opened my right hand, there was no coin. It was in my left hand. So he jumped from there, state of comprehension, into a state of confusion.
He was wondering why the coin was in the left hand and not in the right hand. So he was confused.
Yeah, so he was in a state of confusion. Now I threw the coin back up.
He didn't understand why the coin was in the left hand and not in the right hand, because he had seen the right hand moving. So he was confused momentarily.
Okay, so I tossed the coin back up again, all right? So he went from a state of confusion to a state of
consciousness.
So he is again looking. And all this time he wasn't crying, he was not shouting, he was not kicking at anybody. And then I cut the coin again in my left hand. Okay? And I showed him my right hand by moving slightly my right hand. So I said, where is the coin? And he went back down to a state of comprehension. I said, where is the coin? When he saw my right hand moving a little, he said, well, I'm not gonna be tricked again, a second time. So he pointed to my left hand. I said, are you sure it's in my left hand? He says, yes. I opened it, and there was the coin in my left hand. So he grabbed it, and he jumped all the way back to the state of spontaneity. He was so happy that he got it right, and he was full of joy. He was so happy he got that coin, he got it right.
But this time it was the good side of spontaneity.
Yes. So this is an example of how we can change states. Every day, our subconscious is moving up and down. Our consciousness is moving up and down, right? Sometimes it can be pretty low. Sometimes it can be pretty, we can be pretty conscious, but most of the time we're down here.
And when we're conscious, normally it's not voluntary.
Yes.
Here, with turning our head to the right, we are going to be able to put ourselves voluntarily in that state of consciousness and stability.
We decide to be here and now, okay? We're no more like a zombie walking around, not seeing things.
And we can be conscious at will.
Yes. All right, so where are we now? We're talking about, okay, so you need to change your psychological states from being too subconscious to being conscious state. So all you got to do is just
practicing.
Yeah, time your smartphone 3 times a day. All right, 3 times a day. And when it rings, you turn your head to the right, be here and now. Just look at things around you.
For
just
30
for 30 seconds. That's all. Just, we train your reflex to be here and now. So if ever we get hit by Bob, beaten by Bob, and we feel something bad or negative or anxious, we can immediately get out of the subconscious state by turning our head to the right.
By practicing like that 3 times a day, we'll get the reflex. And in a situation, we'll be able to do it.
Right. We get faster and faster up to the conscious state, into the no mind state. And the harassers can't follow you. They don't exist in a conscious state. Okay. Here I'm going to be talking about the third concept, the shield. All right. A lot of harassers, a lot of victims of harassers, they have report feelings of helplessness. They don't feel they're physically capable of defending themselves. They think they're weak. Even a woman could be strong and they still feel that they're not strong enough facing a harasser. Well, this is just an illusion. All right. So we're going to help you build a shield. You want to take a look at what's behind the shield? Right. That's hammer power. All right. You're going to have hammer power. And it's going to take you only 3 minutes to put it in practice. All right. You're just going to use a hammer fist, practice having a hammer fist. And this is what Bruce Lee has to say. I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. And this is what I mean. All right. You have a hammer fist exercise that takes only 3 minutes daily. You'll be amazed how powerful this exercise is. Just search for hammer fist knockout on Google, on YouTube videos. All right. You see that by just practicing 3 minutes a day, you're going to have so much power on your fist. This man here smashed 124 coconuts with his hammer fist. Now let's take a look at, okay? Let's take a look at this. This is in YouTube right now. Just see the power just from the hammer fist.
Well, of course, he has practiced a lot to get to that state.
All right, you just need to break one coconut. 124. What I'm saying that, if you train yourself just to hit on okay, this is like a sandbag. All right, what you do is that you're going to start even with a cushion. Right, here's a cushion, for instance. Here, just a cushion, and you're going to put a magazine, several magazines on top. All right, just like that. I don't know if you can see well. Okay, and then you snap it. You relax your fist and snap it. And once you get the bottom of your fist toughened, you can put more force in there. And I tell you, within no time, you're going to have so much power in your hand, and you're not going to be afraid of anybody. Now, the thing is, don't ever use it. Don't ever hurt somebody. It's here. This hammer fist is just to give you physical and confidence. But don't use your fist on anybody, only except in life or death situation. Okay? If somebody's trying to strangle you, you just hit them on the side of the elbows, and that will break up the stranglehold. Or if somebody strangles you from behind, you do your hammer fist just from behind, and that can break the hold. Okay, and then you can run, or you can walk away slowly, because that person is going to be hurt. But never use this to hurt somebody. That's not the intention, right? The objective is for you to feel that, hey, you're capable of knocking somebody out. And if you check those videos here, this hammer fist video knockout on YouTube, you see that a small person can knock down a giant. just with one single blow. I'm going to repeat again and again. Don't ever use it on somebody, only in life and death situation. Knowing the fact that, nobody knows that you got a hammer, you got a hammer fist. Nobody except you. That's your invisible shield. And you're never going to be afraid of anybody physically, no matter if he's twice or 3 times your size. You can stand in front and face him and be very cool and confident, because you know you're not helpless. You know you have power. All right, and this is within your
reach.
Your reach. Okay.
This concept of the hammer fist and the practice of the hammer fist is going to give us confidence. But the 2 other concepts we exposed before, the we know, and turning our head to the right and living the present moment, being here and now, those 2 concepts are also going to give us inner confidence. So they are also equally important, and we can practice each concept 3 minutes a day. So one day could be the yes, yes, no, we know. Once in the morning, 1 minute in the morning, 1 minute in the afternoon, 1 minute in the evening. And then the next day we could practice turning our heads to the right. Same thing, 1 minute in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. And the next day, if we want, we can practice the hammer fist, 3 minutes.
All right. You can do all 3. It takes you 9 minutes.
To make sure we practice, we suggest the creation of brainstorming circles. Brainstorming circles of 12 people maximum.
Yeah, you can start with small groups, 3 and 4, 3 or 4. All right. The idea is to help support each other. All right. When you finish an exercise, you got to send an SMS to members of that little circle that you did this. You danced with Bob. You did the we know 3 times a day, or you did the hammer fist exercise 3 times a day. That way we know, or the group knows, that you are in action. All right. Because realization is a good thing. Making a decision is a good thing, but it doesn't move you 1 foot forward. We need to act. We need to exercise. That's our experience. And those people who exercise, you see, we know, we can see the crosses they put on.
Or if they do Bob, which is turning their heads to the right and living here and now for 30 seconds, then they dance with Bob, they cross it.
Yeah.
They put a cross. If they do the yes, yes, no, we know, they put a cross too. If they do the hammer fist, they put a cross.
And they send it to the people in the group. At night, when you finish, you just send an SMS to all of them, all the people in the group, and that's it. And the next day, the same thing. Don't cheat, because you'll be cheating yourself. If you don't do an exercise, you don't have to do it. This is not compulsory. But if you do it, report it to the rest of the group. That way we know the progress of the group, okay? And once a week, you can come online to a live session with Dr. Dorothy and myself, and we can answer all the questions you have, all right?
And
we'll
me
keep
too.
track. Yeah, and also Patricia, she's my right arm, my left leg, my brain. Okay, so you're going to come to a live session, and you will make sure that you're doing this right. Okay, these sessions are free. We will schedule it for just half an hour in the beginning. If there's a bigger group, we might prolong it a little longer. Okay, but it's just to make sure that you're doing it right, and we'll be scheduling 4 live sessions for each group. Okay, so if you have any other questions, you can always bring it up, or there are things you're not sure, you can always bring it up during the live sessions.
And those live sessions are free.
Right. So here, additional information. You can go on a website here, maximizeyourpotential.info. You can also go and check this article, The Boy with a Tiger Mind. It's a very interesting article. All you got to do is just click on this link. There's a PDF on the below the video. Just click on this link, and you're going to get also to see what we're doing. I'm hosting this Tiger Mind anti-bullying training program with Dr. Dorothy, and it's a very, very powerful program. All right. So if you want to get your VIP status, and I go to the bottom of the page, click on Get Your VIP Status. There's an article also on how to survive and succeed today. Okay. Anything you want to add, Patricia?
No, I think it's about all. You got
Yes.
those 3 concepts. So once again,
Yes.
dancing with Bob means turning our heads to the right.
And
Yes, yes, no, we know. And the hammer fist.
And the hammer fist that you will not use only in life and death situation. All right? Only in life and death situation. Everybody's important. The person who's trying to bully you, or the person who's trying to harass you, is just a weak, ignorant person. He needs more sympathy, more love than a fist. But this fist is going to give you inner confidence forever. Nobody, no gang is going to come close to you and frighten you. Nobody.
And yes, yes, no is going to enable you to speak up, you know, to stop harassers the minute they start harassing you. You know, you can even tell them, why are you harassing me? You know, even in front of others, if necessary. You are not afraid. And if you're not afraid, they will not dare come to you. They will choose another prey, but not you. So the yes, yes, no is going to be very useful in order to assert yourself.
With the turning head to right and being focused here now, all right, that gives you a lot of, it will give you a lot of power just to be empty. And this is a martial arts state. When two adversaries are in the ring or facing each other, they got to be in this state, a fearless state. Not being fierce, but just being fearless. And they can feel you. A dog can feel you. If you're frightened, he bites you. If you're not frightened, he goes away from you. So I'm going to end up now, and I hope that we get to meet each other one day. So this training is brought to you by World Education. And both of us, we would like to wish you a great, great future ahead, a fearless future, one that's filled with peace and tranquility. So thank you for watching this video. And bye for now.
Bye. And good practice.
Yes, we'll see you in a live session. See you in a live session. Bye.